Talamoa, Scott. That's blocked. Saved by Schmidt. Scott. And Masui Allen gets it over. Ferguson, quick set. And that ball is in. Point for UCSD. And it is 6-4. Triton.
Nice set from Ferguson. See him falling back onto his Okoli there. And a quick hit by Minahan.
Scott.
Looks like Sean Scott wants to finish up the season the way he started. Remember how he started against USC in that major upset at the beginning of the year? He had an almost flawless first night. Lost his starting spot in midseason and now is coming on strong again. Mike Wilton looks for big things from him in the offseason.
Somebody told Talamoa a joke right before he served it. He was laughing and put it in the net. Ferguson with his jump serve. Schmidt is there, goes to Biliamo with a little poke. Ferguson, Kremser, and Smith hits it long. Taylor Smith.
Taylor Smith, actually the backup setter. He's only 5'11", and he's been put into the game as an outside hitter for O'Brien, giving O'Brien a rest for now.
Sean Scott serving. Kremser to Ferguson. Smith. Nowhere to go for Smith. They were waiting for him. Excellent, excellent play that time by Brad Schmidt.
And Masui Allen.
Masui Allen also there. See, that time, Sean Scott had trouble with the jump serve because he threw it up wrong, and his body had to contort around it trying to get something on it. It was funny. It was funny.
Even Sean Scott laughed.
Masui Allen almost puts it up in the paint peels. They come back to him. He's able to get it off the tape. Ferguson is their advantage. Bad hit. And another save, but nope, that goes out. Saved by Schmidt. I'll tell you, for a big guy, Brad Schmidt is very quick, and he's proving it here in game number 3. Into the game comes Matt Johnson from Eva Beach. Johnson has another variation on a haircut, but on Johnson, he must have been sleeping when they gave him this cut. Either that or the Marine Corps Reserve just has a bad barber. Kremser again. Look at that haircut.
Jim, you notice that Wilton refuses to have both Johnson and Schmidt on the court at the same time. They have to substitute for each other.
But he does have the cover boy. He has Jason Olive. Biliamo with a poke. Good save by Minahan. Kremser. Point for UCSD. See, I knew I was going to say that. 7-5 for the team in the blue and buff. Mike Wilton, a very pensive look, but Mike Wilton is always pensive.
Behind that, there's a wild and crazy guy, Jim.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
He was saying how difficult it is for him, as you look at Rod Wild, how difficult it is for him to live in Honolulu, the metropolitan, the city, the bustle. Sometimes it gets to him. Side out Hawaii. See that Masui Allen landed on his side of the net. Then the ball landed. Then the momentum carried him over the line. 5 serving 7.
Once again, as soon as that ball touches the ground on the other side of the court, the play is dead. You can go under the net. You can fall into the net. It will not matter.
Kremser into the net. That's a point for the Rainbow Men. 6 serving 7 here in game number 3.
Kremser being called upon to do so much work. He's hit 36 balls already. That's twice as many as any other Triton. It's no wonder he called for a towel then to wipe up the floor. It's probably to catch his breath.
Biliamo serving a floater. Smith is there. Ferguson goes cross court. Yap. But Talamoa blocks him, and we are tied at 7. O'Brien getting ready to come back into the game. He will come in for Taylor Smith. So O'Brien from Manhattan Beach comes in for Taylor Smith. He's from Pasadena. Biliamo serving down the line. Yap to Ferguson. Kremser. That's long. That's a point for the Rainbow Men, and for the first time here in game number 3, they take the lead, 8-7. They were behind 5-0 here in game number 3. Larson Viliamo serving, serves it down the middle. O'Brien bumps it to Ferguson. Kremser. There is Viliamo. Talamoa goes back to Viliamo, and he almost knocks over Minahan. Timeout has been called by Rod Wild. The Rainbows lead by 2. Budweiser, fact, the record book, UH record set by Jason Olive last week against Cal State. Northridge, most block assists in a season, 104, and most total blocks in a season, 125. That went to Jason Olive last week against Northridge. Rainbow split those 2 matches. They lost in 3 straight on Tuesday, but then they came back to win in 4 on Thursday. Mr. McLaughlin, however, on Thursday was in Augusta, Georgia at the Masters, caddying for Scott Simpson. That must have been quite an experience.
That it was.
Viliamo with a great save. Scott gets it over, saved by O'Brien. Miss hit by Kerr, saved by Viliamo. Touched that time by Olive. Now UCSD, Kremser, and he is blocked by Jason Olive and Masui Allen. It's 10-7. Rainbow's closing in on the sweep now. Tom Black, 6'4" sophomore from Reseda, California, comes into the game. Number 12, and goes into that first row. Viliamo just over the net. Yap with a good save. They go back to him, and Yap off the block and in. Side out, UCSD.
Mitchell passing most of the balls on the court tonight, picks up his 7th kill, has had a solid, steady game. Had a little trouble at the net, though, with the Bows offense. That's why Rod Wild pulled him aside the last time out and told a little bit about their blocking configurations.
Scrambled now by California San Diego. And that's side out for the Rainbow men.
You see the ball sent close to the net, and Mitchell Yap does not get a good run at it. He gets blocked by Olive once again.
Served by Masui Allen. Kerr off of Viliamo. Great save by Masui Allen. Scott gets it over. Ferguson goes to Yap. Stewart gets his hands on it, but the ball erupts into the crowd. Boy, I mean, that was Baryshnikov-like. Look at that leap by Masui Allen.
He is an acrobat and a great athlete.
Scott, that's blocked, saved by Viliamo. They go the other way. Jason Olive, brilliant at the net that time by the Rainbow men.
Good coverage on the block that time. An excellent back set from Talamoa. There's the coverage by Viliamo. Back set from Talamoa. And Olive, oh, what potential he's got. High arm swing. He could be another national team member if he put his mind to it, but maybe modeling will be his career. Who knows?
Jason Olive serves down the line. Ferguson will go to O'Brien, and he's able to get that ball off of Viliamo. It remains 10 for Hawaii, 7 for UCSD. Rainbows winning the first 2 games of this match, 15-11, 15-4, and serving now for UCSD is Tyson Kerr. High floater. Masui Allen to Talamoa. Brad Schmidt. That will be returned. O'Brien into the net. O'Brien again. Nobody to help out. Tom Black got in there late. Side out Hawaii.
Victor Talamoa and Schmidt that time formed a very solid block. O'Brien really had nowhere to go.
Talamoa serving. Yap gets it to Ferguson at the net. Swatting at it is Minahan. That will be returned. Viliamo to Scott. That's out. Side out for San Diego. UC San Diego.
San Diego not giving up, down 7-10, only down 3 points here in game 3.
Black. Tom Black able to take advantage of the Rainbow miscue. That's a point for UC San Diego. Serving for UC San Diego is Ferguson. Travis Ferguson, 6-foot setter from Simi Valley, California. Talamoa down the middle. Jason Olive mishits. And it's 9 serving 10. Ferguson again serving. Talamoa will go to Scott. That's off the block. Side out, Hawaii. Tomorrow we'll be on the air with the second of these two matches between Hawaii and UC San Diego. But we will be live and we'll be on the air at 6 tomorrow evening. Black, long. Point for the Rainbow men. It is 11-9 here in game 3. Rainbow's looking for the sweep. 15-11 in game 1, 15-4 in game 2. Jump serve, Scott. Yap with a fine save. O'Brien will get it over, and it's side out for San Diego.
Sean Scott that time serving a bullet jump serve that just dove against his former teammate, Mitchell Yap.
Another thought came crashing into my rapidly deteriorating mind. What happens when UC San Diego plays Fullerton, the Tritons against the Titans? That is a point for UC San Diego. It is 10 serving 11. O'Brien serving for UCSB just over the net. Miss hit. Rainbow's trying to scramble. They go to Masui Allen. Back row O'Brien. Ferguson all the way across to Yap. He's blocked by Viliamo. Side out Hawaii.
Well, that time Ferguson put up a good set from the outside, but Mitchell Yap had 3 blockers up there. Look at that, 6 hands across. Give the Bows credit for a good block.
Brad Schmidt serving. Ferguson will go to Yap. The block is there. Yap with the touch. It is touched by Viliamo, but into the crowd. Side out, UC San Diego.
Mitchell Yap picks up his 10th kill of the night. Here's area 1 signal by Rod Wild. That should be the server's box. It is. They go for Sean Scott.
Viliamo. Hold on now. Here comes the shockwave.
And you can almost feel it on the replay. Look at that. The floor shudders, shivers. Larson Viliamo with the bomb.
Oh, fine hit by Black. Tom Black, who has just appeared in this match here in game number 3, gets the side back for UC San Diego.
You know, I think Rod Wild's trying to play every player. Remember, Jim, they had to go out and fundraise for this trip. Had to raise $12,000, mopping gym floors and all sorts of other activities. So I think he wants each player to get to partake in this event.
In fact, what you're saying is they had to pay their own way over, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
They were security at rock concerts. It's not an easy job. 11 serving 10, Masui Allen here in game number 3. Black is blocked by Scott and Talamoa. That's a point for the Rainbow men. 12 serving 10. Hawaii starting to close in now on this straight game match.
Hawaii with 14 blocks now, Jim. They're really taking over the net. Their size really showing through here.
And that will be a double hit.
Actually, what happened there, I think that Tyson Kerr interfered with the Victor Talamoa's opportunity to set. And instead, I see what Ralph Smith is calling 2 hits. You're right, on Victor Talamoa. Side out, San Diego.
So Yap serving for UC San Diego. Ball goes into the net, and everybody on a controversial call says, hey, the ball doesn't lie. Olive serving now for the Rainbow men. That's off the tape, and that will be side out for UC San Diego.
Jason Olive, he with the academic scholar 3.6 GPA. Not a smart serve into the net that time.
Scott, that's off the block and out. Side out Rainbow men. Victor Talamoa serving for the Rainbow men. In a hand off that short set by Ferguson. Side out for California, San Diego.
Good save at the net this time. Ball's going into the net. Ferguson saves it from going in there and gives up a nice set to Minahan.
Talamore, there he is. There he is, Brad Schmidt. See, with a haircut like that, you have to play well. The social ridicule is very difficult to live with. John Scott, good save by O'Brien. Black off the block. Side out, UC San Diego. It is still 12-10 Hawaii. Coach Rod Wild, we remember him as when he was coaching at Pepperdine.
Also played at Pepperdine.
Yes.
And believe it or not, one of his more infamous stories is that he was a setter of the U.S. Olympic team in 1984, ready to go to Los Angeles, and broke his leg a month before the '84 games and lost his spot to the famous Chris Marlowe. That launched Marlowe's television career as the voice of volleyball.
See, it could be the haircut.
You think so? He just nodded. He thinks so too. You're right.
10 serving 12. Minahan just over the net. And that's T-Rex. I mean, that's all you could call it. That was a swing and a miss by Jason Olive. It is now 11 serving 12. If the Rainbows continue to, let me put it diplomatically, lollygag here, they could lose this game. Oh, what a shot that time by Masui Allen. Masui Allen with the rotor blades that time up above the net, looked for the open spot on the floor, took something off, and it was a perfect hit.
There it was, and anytime you're one-on-one, hitter versus one blocker, it really favors the hitter.
Nelson Villamo down the line, Yap to Ferguson, back to Yap off the block. Well, Yap really crushed that ball and went off the head of Victor Talamore.
Mitchell Yap, when he was in high school and played for me, was mostly a middle blocker. Here we see him going to the outside, falling to the ground, but hey, he's got 11 kills and has passed half the court all night long.
12 serving 11, Villamo with the touch, Villamo with the save. Talamore goes cross court, Masui Allen. Hurd tried to save it, got it into the net. Yap couldn't pick it up from there. Very tough play, and it's side out for Hawaii.
Well, you never know, this team was 2-22. I asked Rod Wild what he liked about the team. He said he loves their cohesiveness. They're always positive. They work hard, and he never has to worry about their grades.
Tough school. I mean, it is a school with a fine academic reputation. University of California, San Diego. Ferguson goes back to Yap. He gets the ball off of Masui Allen. Side out, UCSD. So 11 serving 12 here in game number 3. Rainbows able to win the first two, 15-11, 15-4.
Approach, guys. Look at his approach.
Yap serving. Talamore to Jason Olive, blocked that time by O'Brien. Olive gets it across. Yap to O'Brien. That's blocked by Jason Olive.
Bit of controversy here. Jim Rod Wild up off the bench. San Diego believing that there was 2 hits by Jason Olive when he lifted the ball. You see Rod Wild saying, didn't he mishandle it? Come on, Ralph, give me a break. We both used to set together. Ralph Smith used to play in the national team as well, right before the Rod Wild era.
Great save by the Rainbow men. Villamo gets it over. Black to Ferguson, cross court. O'Brien. Great save by Villamo. It goes over the net. Brad Schmidt hits it. They scramble for San Diego. O'Brien gets it over and in.
Oh, the crowd in Clum applauds the play by both sides. Team scrapping, scrambling. Here we see the shot in the middle of the rally. Larson Villamo with a nice pop-up. Here's another one where all players scrambling on the floor. Here we see O'Brien putting it down between 2 bows, and San Diego wins an emotional rally.
It remains 12 for Hawaii, 11 for UC San Diego. Serving for UC San Diego is Kerr. Scott off of Black and into the crowd. Side out Hawaii. Rainbow's looking for that breakthrough now to take this match. Talamore, there's O'Brien. Ferguson will go back to him. And that's blocked by Brad Schmidt. Very creative haircut. I mean, they had to think about the Arsenio Hall show. Stay tuned. It will be shown immediately following our coverage of tonight's match. 13 for Hawaii, 11 for UC San Diego here in game number 3. Serving is Talamore. Ferguson, quickly to Minahan. So no doubt San Diego planned that, and it worked to perfection. Side out for UC San Diego. They do not want to be swept. It's as simple as that. It becomes a matter of pride. They entered this game as the decided underdogs. They hung around in game 1. They lost at 15-11. They were overwhelmed in game 2, 15-4. They have more than accounted for themselves here in game number 3. But they do not want to be swept. Sean Scott jump serve. That is long, and it is side out for UCSD.
Jim, I think you're very right. I think they reached one of their goals by getting into double figures against this Bow team, and now I think the next natural progression is to have a goal of taking a game off the Bows.
Masui Allen. That's wide, and that's a point for UC San Diego. It is now 12 serving 13. O'Brien serving. Scott bumps it to Talamore. That ends up on the Rainbow side, and we are tied at 13. Now the question, do you take the momentum away from UC San Diego? O'Brien serving again. Rainbows need to respond here. Talamore to Viliamu. And that is side out for the Rainbow men. We are tied at 13 in game number 3. Credit the Triton.
They really are playing well, Jim. Battling hard. Viliamu, though, the stopper all night long, gets his 15th kill.
Yap. Side out. UC San Diego.
Mitchell Yap got his own cheering section here tonight. They got signs across the way. Local boy returns home. He's having a good night tonight.
Viliamu, then went off of Ferguson. Viliamu with another blistering shot. Side out for Hawaii. Become a matter of pride now between these two teams. The Rainbows want to sweep. UCSD says, no, we want to take it to a game 4.
Larson with a very tough serve.
Dink shot. That will be returned. Black to Yap. Triple block. That goes up and hits the national championship flags. Side out, UC San Diego.
Mitchell Yap with a triple block this time. Last time he got blocked, this time he gives Jason Olive a header and gets his 14th kill in the process.
So we are tied at 13. UC San Diego serving. It will be Black, and Black has played very well since he has come on here in game number 3. Ferguson, Yap, and Kerr in that front row. Rainbow men have to just get it over the net. Advantage now, UC San Diego. Yap, a block. Wait a minute, that's a point for UC San Diego. Net violation is called on Talamore.
Well, you didn't see Victor argue too much, so maybe it was a net. It looked like a pretty clean block from here. You don't see Wilton up arguing. Bows handling that call very calmly.
Aloha ball game 3. No mistakes now for the Rainbows. A block by Kerr, and UC San Diego wins game number 3. They hung around, and finally they were able to break through and win it. We will go to game all night. Brad Schmidt and his famous now eggshell haircut.
Presho, Bale in particular, and here we see the statistics from game number 3. Hawaii hitting 313 to UCSD's 189. Hawaii out blocking UCSD 9-3, but again UCSD out killing Hawaii 25-23. Really that game was more lost by the Bows than won by UCSD, but you got to give them credit for hanging around, digging an awful lot of balls. They outdug the Bows 12-10. Give the Tritons credit. They really wanted that victory. And you've got to think that, again, a team that's been that hungry had to go out and fundraise to make their conference trip to Hawaii has got to play with a little more desire and incentive than maybe most teams would.
On the plane back, they no doubt will say, hey, they didn't sweep us. Didn't sweep us on that first night. Don't know about tomorrow yet. Those want to make quick work of UC San Diego now. It's a matter of pride. And Craig Vale puts the ball in the eye of Kerr. Kerr smiles about that, but he really got shellacked here. That could swell up on him. Minahan down the middle. That has worked well for UCSD. Tom Black remains in that front row. He came in the third game and has played well.
Minahan yet to make an error tonight, Jim. 8 kills and no errors in 9 attempts.
Ferguson serving for UC San Diego. Craig Vale gets it back for the Rainbow Men. 1-0. Rainbow Men here in game number 4. The Rainbows winning 15-11, 15-4. UCSD coming back to win 15-13 in game 3. Ferguson, Tom Black with the touch. Pancake save by Talamoa. Stewart gets it across. Ferguson short set. Minahan. Stewart saves in the back row. Talamoa goes to Biliamo, and he hits it wide and long. Side out. UC San Diego.
The intensity bumped up just a hair on both sides, Jim. The Tritons think they can win this match, or win this game at least. And now they've been given the confidence of a win in game number 3. And the Bows inserting their seniors back into the lineup. Brad Stewart, Larson Viliamo, who's played all night, and Presho back in, Vale back in. So the Bows, Mike Wilton going for the gusto here in game number 4.
O'Brien serving. Presho. That's in.
Now the question is, will Presho go for the school record? He's got 6 aces tonight. He will not serve now. He's almost won it back and served out of order. Vale back to serve, but if Presho picks up 3 more aces, he'll break his own school record.
That's long. So Matt Minahan will now serve for UC San Diego. Biliamo saved by Ferguson. Ferguson gets it across. That's partially blocked. Presho slipped, and the ball hit the floor behind him. We're tied at 1.
And Ferguson, the setter, picks up a kill on a ball that he just two-handed over the net, overhand pass, caught a piece of the block. Presho, in frustration, goes, oh my, how can they get a kill on us like that?
Minahan serving for UC San Diego. Talamoa to Presho, and Presho gets the side back. Jump serve. Off of O'Brien. Ferguson is there. Yap. Long. Wait a minute. A block.
The ball touched Craig Vale on the way back and out of bounds. Barely caught his shoulder, Jim, and Yap comes up with a lucky kill.
Side out, UC San Diego. We are tied at 1, game 4. Biliamo to Talamoa, back to Biliamo. That's in, side out, Hawaii.
You see a nice jump set by Talamoa. Biliamo to the outside, going high hands over the block.
Biliamo serving. Ferguson goes cross court.